Hello and welcome everybody to Obito called AMA. Today we have an amazing project with us today, and the project is called Vemate. We have Andre C representing the team. He is fully doxed on video. Welcome guys, my name is Ali, also known as Bankstown. So Andre, let's just get straight into it, mate. I hope you are well. Please introduce yourself.
I'm well, Ali. Thank you. Hello, everybody, and nice to speak to you today. I am the founder and the person behind the Vemate project. I'm an entrepreneur by trade. I have a traditional marketing and IT development companies, so 2 companies in total in the UK. The IT development company that I have specializes in the automation of highly complex processes, and they are the ones working on this project because it's very, very ambitious. To give you a bit of context about how we got here and my background, like I said about that, the idea of Vemate came to us sometime last year in the summer of last year. And we started working on it then, and it slowly evolved. I financed it myself using my own funds. We built an app and we launched it before even holding any sort of fundraising whatsoever. Our app is already on the Play Store and App Store. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the VV marketplace. They are built by a company called Ecomi, and at ATH, at the all-time high, they were a $3.77 billion company. Obviously now the market has fluctuated, it has gone down a bit, so it's not going to be the same, but this was their ATH. And what they have are premium licensed NFTs, and we have created this app that is a sort of a trading view for it, because they have so much security on their app, because they hold so much value for the users. We've come up with this application to allow people to supercharge their trading. And I'll tell you in a while, but I'm sure that Ali will have some more questions for me, and I'll tell you in a while why that is important and how much that is going to benefit this project and its second stage.
Definitely. Wow, that all sounds very interesting, and it seems like you have a lot of experience in the professional field in itself. I myself was going over the website, and it seems like a very interesting concept, and I want you to explain more about it just for a person, because myself, I saw the website, I watched the video, it all seemed very, very interesting. It's even user friendly. At one point he's mentioned that grandmas will be able to use the app, and it's going to have graphs and trading, and there's going to be tools. Please tell us more about the concept itself, and yeah, I'm willing to hear from that.
I'd be happy to, Ali, and I've actually been working on some metaphors and analogies to simplify the concept as much as I can to make anybody understand. If I don't succeed, please tell me in the comment section, or you can even tell us on the channel so I can improve that, because I'm looking to make it much more simpler to understand. But in a nutshell, our project is made in 2 stages. Why is it made in 2 stages? Because it's incredibly ambitious. Once our stage 2 is complete, we hope to have volume similar to what some of the biggest exchanges in the world have, kind of like Binance and the others. Now, I've already dazzled you, and you're already thinking that this is not possible. We're aiming too high, which is why we broke it down into 2 stages. The first stage was this app we've created, which is a sort of a trading view. I'm sure all of you know about trading view. Everybody who's in crypto has heard about it. But this is a trading view solely for VV NFTs. Why? Because they have a 2.4 million strong market, according to their last communication on how many users they have. And they don't have all of these tools inside the VV app because it's so secure. So we decided to come in and give them that, and give them alarms. So they, when you have an alarm, you don't have to scroll forever in the VV app, which is what most people have to do to find the right price, but also the right min number, because I'm sure NFTs get minted kind of like banknotes in a series from 1 to 20,000, for instance. And maybe some people want a special min number or a lower min number because they're more valuable. So Our app offers all of that and more. And the way we're going to leverage this app, which by the way is already on the Play Store and App Store, we already have an API agreement and a partnership with Ecomi, this $3.77 billion project at ATH. So we have both an API agreement and a partnership with them. And we were very fortunate to be able to get there simply because they are amazing people with an amazing project. They have contracts with the likes of Disney, DC, Kellogg's, all the big names that you could think of. When I say Disney, I don't know if you all know that Disney acquired Marvel. So it's all Avengers, Spider-Man, Iron Man and all that stuff. So this is who they work with, and they have these contracts with them for these premium licensed NFTs. So this application will allow these people to supercharge their NFT trading on the VV marketplace. But how is that going to benefit our project? Well, after we launch after we launch our token on the market, they will start having to hold the Vmate token so they can access the app, which is providing some massive utilities for them. And when I say massive, I mean it. They're all really happy about it, and they're all happy with what it offers. And they will be able to use it if they hold $100 in Vmate tokens or $200 in OMI tokens, which is the VV token. And at the moment, we have 7,000 users. And since the partnership with Ecomi was announced, we are growing by 1,000 users every week. So we're getting 1,000 users inside our app, which is available now almost every week. And think about this. All of these people will have to hold Vmate tokens to be able to access the app afterwards. If they hold our token, if they purchase our token and hold it, but they don't purchase it for trading, they purchase it for the utility of it, and they hold it there forever, it will push up the volume and the liquidity that we have in the project, and it will stay up because they have no incentive to sell it as long as the app stays relevant. And because I have used my own company, which that's why I said I financed the project myself. We built this app before we even did any fundraising. And that's why it's fully functional now. If you download it, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. I will also try to share it from my phone. And I'll show you kind of a little bit. It's got the old design, but we're rolling out a massively improved design that's going to look really good because I'm not happy with the way it looks right now. And we keep rolling out different functionalities. So imagine if 50% of those 2.4 million people will get the app and they will use the Vmate token and hold it so they can access it. 50%, I know it's a bit ambitious, but it just helps me give you an example. 50% means a million. If a million people hold $100 worth of Vmate in their wallet, that is a $100 million market cap. Just like that, just because VV users use it. Now, that is a bit ambitious, granted. It may take a long time for us to get there, but even if it's lower than that, it's still massive. Because the stability of this project will be unprecedented, because even in bear market, they'll still want to have access to that tool. I'm sure that most of you have not canceled your TradingView subscription in bear market. So this is our stage 1 app, which already exists, by the way, and which I financed myself. We've had a private sale back in May. This was launched in April, the app. So we launched it even before we had a private sale, which we filled, by the way, straight away. It only took 2 days to fill it. And we raised $250,000. Now that's one aspect, and stage 2 is even more ambitious, and we're getting to the juicy part. This is the cherry on top. You'd be right now. Most of you probably don't know what I'm talking about. NFTs, and some of you will know, but you may think, oh, NFTs just made me go blank, and it's perfectly fine because, quite frankly, when I first got into the NFT world, I had the same issue. It was such a struggle to learn what they are, how they work, how to trade them, how to buy them, and so on and so forth. So I decided to deconstruct everything in a typical IT fashion, because remember, I'm a traditional entrepreneur as well, and I wanted to apply that traditional professionalism to the crypto world. That's why you can see my face. I'm fully doxed, and we've got all of these things which I'm going to mention afterwards. on the website and as part of the project. I wanted to deconstruct and understand everything, and that's what I did. And I came up with a solution to simplify the way NFTs work for crypto users. So think about how Binance, for example, was able to simplify crypto trading for everybody. And the reason everybody flooded to them, because that's why they're the biggest one, everybody just went to them and swarmed them because they offered the simplest way into the market. And this is what we're offering, but for NFTs. And what does that mean for the regular crypto user? Well, you will be able to get into the NFT world without having to learn any new skill. You don't even have to know about NFTs. You just go in and you trade tokens. And that will take place by allowing NFT artists to fractionalize and tokenize their tokens in massive numbers. And then they will float on the market. They will list it on an exchange, which is going to be within our market. And then all you have to do is buy the token, buy and sell it as you would a normal cryptocurrency. And you would trade it much in the same way. And I'm going to explain how that will happen. An artist, let's say Ali is an NFT artist. Let's say he's a world-renowned one. And he wants to create a collection of 100 tokens. He created this collection, but now he wants to promote himself. And if he goes on places kind of like OpenSea or a regular marketplace, you just post there and you wait and you hope by some stroke of luck, somebody notices you, buys your NFT, and then you sell it and so on and so forth. And something happens, or you have to hustle and bustle to be able to get yourself out there and people to know about you. Well, if you come to our platform, you will have kind of like this is just a parallel. It won't be the same, but think about the Facebook feed page where you can kind of like promote yourself. But in this feed page that they will have, the artists will have their own space and they will have tools to promote themselves. So everybody can hear about them with partners and, different banners in different places, different influencer groups and so on and so forth. We will make that available for these artists. That's one thing. The second thing, they can lock 100 NFTs in a vault. They can fractionalize them, let's say for ease of reference, into fractions. Each NFT will have 1 million tokens, 1 million fractions, sorry. And in total, you have 100 million fractions, and you tokenize those fractions. You create a smart contract for them, and it will be creatable. It will be possible to create it with one click by the artist. And then you obviously have to add liquidity to it. You can either hold a seed round to add liquidity, or if the artist has it, they can add it directly, and then they list. A crypto user comes in and starts buying that token. But there's a catch to this, because what you can do is you can buy 1 million tokens, for example, depending on what the artist decides. And then you can use those 1 million tokens, give them to the project, to the vault, and redeem an NFT from the vault, one of those 100. And you've got 99 NFTs left. You've got a bunch of liquidity there because those tokens, most of them are going to be out of circulation. So obviously the price of the other tokens goes up. And some of it will come, most of it will be burned, that 1 million tokens will be burned. Some of it will come back in, depending on how the artist sets up the ecosystem. They'll have various possibilities. It can come back in staking, or other ways that it will come back to back into the market. And this can go on and on and on until NFT number 99 is redeemed from the vault. And then when NFT number 99 is redeemed, that's it. No more NFTs can be redeemed. One is left there forever with a bunch of liquidity in the project, and people can trade that token and as they would a normal token forever in perpetuity. And what this means, at least in theory, is that the person who claimed the first token from that vault, they will have the most value from this. Why? Because the liquidity that has been raised by the project will dictate the price of every single NFT that has been redeemed. Obviously, they will have different rarities, and the market will decide what the actual price and what they're willing to pay for it. But at least you will have a real, actual backing. So NFTs now are no longer going to be determined by whatever people are willing to pay for it, but they will have a clear standard by which you pay. And you can also allow crypto users to get in and trade use charts as they would trade a normal token, and they trade in NFTs this way, because they just buy the NFT, the fractionalized NFT that the artist has created. And then they can go and sell that NFT on the market. But instead of selling it for, I don't know, let's say 1 BNB that they paid for that million tokens to redeem it first time, now they sell it for 10,000 BNB, depending on how much liquidity there is in the project. That's kind of the whole idea. And as you can see, it's very ambitious. Now, there's another aspect to it, and this is where our expertise come in, because like I told you, my company, if you'll see, we'll have 30 plus members in our IT development company. We specialize in automation. So what we've decided to do is, in the NFT world now, it's difficult for you to learn anything. You have to have 1,000 tabs open if you're on a PC, and you have to look all over the place for the information. So we decided to put everything under one roof. You have like a coin market cap for NFTs and a trading view for NFTs. And you have it all on the same platform, but you don't know how to use it. So we'll have an educational assistant that will show you how and what and in which ways to do things. That's kind of the gist of it. That is what we're trying to do. Now, I've bored you enough with this, and I know it was a lengthy explanation because it's a complex project. I hope I've made it as simple as possible. If I did not, if I failed, please let me know, and I'll do my best to try to explain something else. But now let me tell you about some of the big things, the other big achievements that Vemate has accomplished without even having listed yet. So over the summer, we were supposed to have our pre-sale a while back, but we decided to postpone it because of the market conditions and because we were negotiating with VV, with Ecomi, and we were negotiating with a tier 1 exchange, a big one. And we've managed to secure a deal for listing with a tier 1 exchange immediately after the pre-sale. So this will be, I mean, when I say immediately, I mean 10 days. 10 days after we list on a DEX, as soon as the pre-sale gets done, we will be listing on a tier 1 exchange. We've worked really hard to try to secure this. The fact that we have a CertiK audit, which is flawless, by the way, it helped. We are on Gempad and Unicrypt. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about Unicrypt. They're really big in the field. Gempad is a bit newer, but they are hands down the most professional launchpad I've ever encountered in my experience so far, and I've spoken to a lot of them. I mean, I must have spoken to at least 50 launchpads. I don't recall all of them. And they've been great. And we have Diamond tier on Launchpad, which is the highest tier. We are vetted with them, which means that I had to undergo a very strict interview where somebody called Chris from DeFi Skeptic asked me questions about everything. The last thing that was left, it was for him to ask for my grandmother's birth certificate. It was very thorough. That's how thorough it was. Now this concept that I'm explaining you may appear to be complex and complicated, but I promise you, once you see the interface and you have it in front of you, and you'll be able to just sign up, connect with your wallet, and then start buying tokens the same way you would do on an exchange. But this is with NFTs. It would be a game changer. You'll see how easy it is. And the main thing about this is the following. So I can give you some numbers. You've got approximately 2 million market strong of NFT users, and I'm talking about the biggest blockchains, not the smaller ones. So let's say about 3 million. You've got 300 million crypto users. But despite the NFT market being so small, there's a lot of value in it. The market is quite big. It's several $billion, if not tens of billions of dollars of value there. Just to give you context, in 2021, OpenSea was able to have $14 billion of revenue with a 2.5% tax and only 500,000 users. Now imagine if they were able to make 14 billion in revenue with that 2.5% tax and 500,000 users. Imagine what a project that is a bridge between 300 million crypto users and 2 million NFT users. Imagine what that could generate a year once we have enough traction and attention from the crypto world. And because we are going to be the first and only one to do that, people are we are anticipating people to flock to us like they do to Binance, because we're the only ones that they can do that. They can access a virgin market the same way it was virgin when Binance set up. But this is like a cross between crypto and NFT. And then if crypto people want to learn about how to trade the NFTs they've redeemed by buying tokens, the volatility of the crypto trading, they can use the assistant and the other modules to learn, and it will be very simple. Now, I know I digressed a bit. I went on a tangent there, but like I said, we have Certic Audit. We are vetted. You'll see if you go on the Gempad link for the pre-sale, you'll see that we're vetted there. Unicrypt hasn't put all of our badges up yet, but they will soon. They were working on it, and our pre-sale opens on the 4th. I think there's a competition as well for white lists, but we have also given Obitos some whitelists to distribute to the community if you want some tier, because we have 2 tiers of whitelists. We have tier 1 and tier 2. The competition is for tier 2 whitelists. The ones we are giving to Obito are tier 1. And what tier 1 means is it opens 10 minutes ahead of tier 2. So they get first refusal because we anticipate this will go really fast. I mean, based on the marketing that we have lined up and the way the project has been received thus far, and the fact that we have a tier 1 listing, the partnerships that we have, and the fact that we have existing products out there in circulation that are being used as we speak by people, we have gotten a lot of attention from people, and there's already been a huge demand for tier 1 whitelists, and we hopefully will be filling it with the whitelist. But don't worry, even if it gets filled like that, then Unicrypt opens 48 hours after Gempad opens, and there will be a chance to buy there if whitelists alone fill the pre-sale, which they may be. So I hope I did a good job to explain it, Ali and everybody. If I don't, just let me know and I'll try to clarify some of these aspects. I'm sure there will be questions from people.
Wow, that was a very good explanation. I've already sent a bit of a message to give me one of the whitelists, 100%. Just wanted to ask. No, man, you've done a really great job, and you've got a team of 30 plus, and you've been working at this for a long time. You've already raised 250K plus. One question about the pre-sales itself. You're going to have a pre-sale on Gempad and Unicrypt. So how is that going to work? You're going to have 2 separate raises of 1800 BNB. Is that the plan?
That's right.
Okay,
yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Just wanted to understand that myself. Man, you've done an amazing job. And as you said, I guarantee there will be people that have questions. I'm already reading the comment section. Some people are asking some really good questions. So we'll let the people who have their hands raised ask some questions first. I'm going to unmute Eds. Eds, I'm going to allow you to speak. Do you have a question? Ask away. You are unmuted. You just need to press the unmute button. All right. I'm gonna ask. Yes, Eds. How are you?
Okay. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for the great opportunity. Okay, quickly, I just want to ask, considering the NFT marketplace, what criteria or standard must a project meet to before it can be listed in the marketplace to ensure that.
Ed, I'm terribly sorry, Ed. Ed, 1 second, please. I couldn't understand because it's very muffled what you're saying. Would you be so kind as to type the question, please? Because I really couldn't get anything. It's very muffled and I think it's noisy on your end. I'm sorry. Did you get anything, Ali?
No. Yeah, I'm having the same issue. Eds, do you mind typing it out, please? I'm gonna unmute someone else. Just type out your question and we'll get to it right after. I'm going to unmute PCI. PCI, you are unmuted. Guys, also, if you are here and you have your hands raised, send me a DM so we can speed up this process and get as many questions in as possible.
Hello, guys. Hope you're doing good.
Very well, mate. How are you?
Hey.
I'm doing great, thank you. So, as we all know, crypto have like a very long learning curve for those who have never touched crypto in their life. as you mentioned as well, for the NFTs. So I was wondering if you have in mind like creating an in real life academy where people can go and eventually learn something, some knowledge, since it's the future. You are never old to learn something new. And the oldest people have like an easy way to learn, since internet is a bit difficult for them sometimes. Yeah.
So yeah, great question. I did touch upon this a little bit. So the way we set up we are setting up. We're actually very far in the development process of the stage 2 platform. We've already started developing even before the pre-sale. I think we're about 40% done with the platform, which we're quite proud of, because we're so ahead of the white paper, and we've done so much more than what we promised with all the partnerships and the listing, the tier 1 listing. But yeah, to answer your questions, I'm sorry, I did say that I go off on tangents and I talk a bit too much sometimes, and I'm sorry about that. But to answer your question, there will be an educational assistant, and they will have modules. So I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Binance, but they have this little toggle between Binance Pro and Binance Lite. It's kind of the same thing. You have a toggle, and you have different learning modules, kind of like you said, an academy where you can learn about NFTs. Because let's say people won't be interested to learn about them at first because there's no incentive at this point. But if crypto people can trade as they would a normal token, they have an incentive. It eases them into the market, and then obviously they will have a need to learn. They will want to, so they can retrade the NFT that they've redeemed. But they want to know how to do it best, where to go, and what it all means. So there will be an educational factor within our platform, and they will be able to learn pretty much automatically using this automatic thing. It will show you, click here, do that, do this, and it will pretty much make it straightforward and easy for anybody to learn anything they want about NFTs.
Yeah, that is actually like the idea for the project. And I wanted to add something else, if you don't mind. So about because NFT have like a big space and change when it comes to it. As an example, as Ethereum, Solana, BSC, etc., etc. So that will be like a good way to introduce like those people to those chains. So yeah, thank you. Thank you, PinkSale.
Thank you.
No, thank you for your questions, man. Very good. Okay, I'm going to open up the floor to Rayanne. Rayanne, you are allowed to speak. And guys, feel free to send me DMs if you want me to unmute you so we can get this moving a bit quicker. I want to get as many questions in as possible. I am a potential investor in this project, so whatever you guys think of, please ask away.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, mate, go ahead.
Okay. My question is, will there be an NFT swap? If yes, then does that it mean could return an unwanted art to the team by the marketplace and take another one? So maybe maybe with little cash, or it's an inter-project feature where maybe I give someone to permit in exchange.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the full question. Ali, do you?
Nah, could you repeat that, but repeat it a bit slower? You spoke a bit too fast there.
Okay, will there be any NFT swap?
Will there be an NFT swap? Is that the question?
Yes.
You mean to swap it across blockchains? Swap it from, let's say, Ethereum over to Solana or things like that? Is that what you mean? Because there will be the possibility of swapping, kind of like bridging NFTs, swapping them from one blockchain to the other. We will be introducing this at one point in time. Yes.
Okay. My next question is nowadays increase in piracy in digital artwork content. So what strategy or what mechanism will you implement to ensure the full protection of artwork from possible counterfeits, intersection, and pirated digital artwork content? That means NFT.
So we have three ways of mitigating that, and this is where our expertise in automation comes in. First of all, what we worked on was to refined to find the sweet spot for anti-plagiarism software. So what happens is, if I want to stop somebody from plagiarizing what somebody else has done, if I turn it up to 100%, then people would only be able to create one NFT and that's it, because anything else that gets created will be plagiarized from the other one. So we kind of had to fine tune and find the sweet spot of how much plagiarism we can allow while we don't stifle any original innovation or any original creation. But also we try to reduce this plagiarism as much as possible. So what we did was to try to find the sweet spot, and we're working on that sweet spot still, and we're fine tuning it, of how much plagiarism should we allow, how much similarity should we allow between what gets created on the platform. That's one aspect. The other one will be done for education, because obviously you said something about piracy and people stealing from other people. We will try to create the utmost security on our platform, with two-factor authentication, different authenticator systems, codes sent by email, and so on and so forth. On top of that, we will also educate people through our educational assistance. So it's a three-pronged approach to ensure and mitigate these aspects as much as possible, because the main issue is education. I see people every day coming into our channel and saying, "Oh, I've input my secret phrase into a phishing website and I lost everything. Can you do anything about the tokens that I have locked on the blockchain?" I said, "Well, unfortunately, this is the blockchain. If we could have, our CertiK audit would not have been as flawless as it is, because we don't have those functions. Once it's registered on the blockchain, there's nothing we can do about it." So I have to tell so many people, look, make sure that you do not do this. And we've tried to educate them through our channels and told them not to input their secret phrase anywhere in any phishing website. Try to be suspicious of anything that happens. And this is something that we will be doing through the platform. We will have this educational assistant, which will teach people, first of all, how to insulate and secure themselves from all of these potential issues that they could encounter.
Okay, awesome. I have another question. My last question. Can I ask?
Well, you should ask Ali, because I think he wanted as many questions as possible from different people. So I don't know. He's the boss.
We'll leave it there, because we have a ton of people that want to ask questions. So for the newer guys, just prepare one question, make it your best question, and we'll take it from there. So thanks for the question, Rayan. I'm gonna open the floor to Ghost Dog. You are unmuted. Can you hear me? Ghost Dog, are you there?
Hi there.
How you going, mate?
Okay, so my question is regarding this trading analysis feature that is described on the website. It looks really interesting. Basically, I'd like to ask if this relates only to NFTs themselves, or is it like wider tool that also can be used to analyze just crypto charts in general? And also, is it going to be fully automated? Are you going to implement a number of algorithms that are going to be guiding the users through the charts and through the blockchain, or do you plan to add some custom opinions or analytics from the team?
That is a very good question, and a very good, especially the bit about custom analytics from the team. So it's unlikely we will do that. I mean, if we do, it will be limited in scope. Most of it will be automated, and the way we've planned it was to have these charts and information analytics about the NFTs, not just on our platform, but throughout all major platforms. And we will integrate more as we go along. We'll obviously start with a certain number, and then we will increase that as we go along. On top of that, there will also be charts with regards to the fractionalized NFTs. So you'll be able to analyze that. So there will be crypto charts, but the crypto charts will be strictly based on the tokenized and fractionalized NFTs that will be traded within our platform. And obviously, if any other platform decides to copy us and do the same in the future, they could do that. One important aspect that I want to mention here, and I'll keep it very short, is the reason why you won't be able to find all of this information on our white paper is because about 6 months ago, we applied to a very big, significant tier 1 exchange. And 5 months later, we didn't give them all the information. We only gave them like an overview of what we plan to do. And that exact overview with a twist, because we kind of like planted a little defining factor there that only we could have thought of. 5 months ago, we saw that platform. They never made us an offer for listing, but we saw them implementing that exact same thing. I'm not going to say who it was. And that's why we've decided to keep things, and I'm only communicating this information via AMAs. So you're actually among the few people who are getting this inside information, which is why I said that it's very likely that we will sell out in our pre-sale, especially on Gempad, because the AMAs we will be holding in the future will be huge. I mean, Obitos cause is also very big by itself. It's also a great one that we've been following closely for a while. I cannot believe I didn't realize that it was Obito Uchiha that it was from until now. But yeah, that's why we're pretty sure it will fill. So yeah, I hope that answers your question with my tangent.
Yes, sure. Thanks. And the project looks interesting. Good luck with it, and great informative AMA also. Good.
Thank you.
Good job.
I hope to see you in the future, and I hope to speak to you. Hope to see you in our group, and if you ever have any questions, just reach out.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna join. Yeah, thanks and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question, mate. It was a very technical one. I'm gonna head over and unmute. Where did he go? Is Bull Rider? Bull Rider, I'm gonna unmute you. Are you there? Do you have a question?
All right, thank you, Bankstown, for the opportunity given to me. Well, my question is on the let's say the tokenomics of the token. As I've read in their website, there is, I think, 10% that is allocated to private sellers. What I need to know is that at times, most of the times, private sellers have some benefits over the pre-sale buyers. So what's the difference in terms of price between the private contributors and that of pre-sale buyers? And will there be vested? Would the tokens be vested or not? That is my question. Thank you very much.
A good question. Yeah, so they do. The people in the private sale, they've already purchased. Obviously, it's already finished. They actually, there are long-term investors. They had a lower price that they could purchase at, and they had the possibility to stake their tokens because the private sale was held via our website, and they were able to stake. Some people were able to stake for 1 year in exchange for 25% APY, 27%. Sorry. Others were able to vest. So they got a 10% better price than what pre-sale is getting.
Okay, thank you. What I'm saying is that what of the vesting, would their tokens be vested, or is it going to be released complete?
Obviously, they'll also be vested. In fact, they had a much tougher vesting. The private sale investors, we will only release 15% of that, and because it was only 10% from that, and a lot of people have staked rather than vested, it will be a very small amount released upon listing from the private sale. Extremely small, because most people opted for the vesting because of how generous the APY was. I know some people may think that it's not that generous because we've had people come in, but keep in mind that this is a project that will not go away. In 1 year, the value that they would get from that vesting and that 27% will be huge. So this is a long-term project, and my main goal, that's why I've actually financed and invested so much of my own funds into it, because remember, this is financed mostly by me, not by what was raised in the private sale, because of how much we've done already for it, and you can imagine what the costs were for that. Because of that, it's very clear that this project is here to stay, and our main goal is not to pump up the token price, like degen tokens and things like that. What we want to do is create a real product for real people to use, and we want it to be long term. We want to be here in 20 years if possible. And obviously, if the world doesn't end until then, hopefully not.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Ali. Good.
Thanks, mate. Thank you for your question. That's a question that wasn't really covered, so thank you for touching up on that one. All right, awesome. We'll head over to the next person, and that will be Sujay. I was just talking to you in the DMs. I'm going to unmute you. You're free to speak, mate.
Hey, Sujay, long time no hear. You know, Sujay's been in another AMA, and we've spoken before quite at length. Hello again. How are you?
We didn't quite hear what you said.
Hey,
oh, there
Andre.
he is. Perfect.
Hey, sorry, if only TG will allow me to stay on. Keeps disconnecting me. Yes, Andre, we've spoken before in other AMAs, and it's glad to see this project is still going from strength to strength, and you have your whole roadmap ready.
You started off well, but you cut off a bit.
I'm getting
there.
kicked out for some reason. So sorry about that.
I can see Steve Murphy from Narcos is here. I can see him. I don't know if you guys see him. He's the third one from the top, and he has an 8-ball billiard here. Hi, Steve Murphy. Can I have your autograph, please?
All right. Sujay, try to get your question in. There's over 100 people in the voice chat.
I'm so
It's
sorry.
probably why it keeps bugging. That's all right, man.
I keep getting kicked out. So, okay, let me quickly ask. My question was, on your platform, do you plan to implement a lending feature for the NFT? Kind of like what Ben Dow was doing, if you're aware of that project, where people could lend or borrow money on their expensive NFTs and keep their NFTs as collateral. For, of course, an interest, and then pay it back. Is that something you have on the roadmap?
That is a fascinating idea, Sujay. No, this is not something we've considered. I was familiar with it, but it never crossed my mind that this could be something introduced. But as I said, everything that we do is based on feedback, and especially with our Stage 1 app, most of what's built there now was based on community feedback. I mean, 99.9%. So what you've just told me now, it's definitely going to be a very valuable contribution, and we are definitely going to be looking at that. I was familiar with it, but I've lost contact with the project, if you will, because I know you're on our channels as well. We haven't spoken in a couple of months, I think, because this was quite a while back. Just drop us DM one of the admins and drop us the link to that project so we can explore it in more depth, because I'm familiar with it. I know we looked at it at one point, but it never actually crossed my mind to introduce that. And it makes a lot of sense as well. And I think this might be a very nice feature to have there. Thank you for the question. It was extremely useful.
Perfect. I will DM you or one of your admins, and there's some pitfalls to actually using this feature. We can discuss this offline. But if implemented correctly and probably in a slightly different way than what Ben Dow did, I think you can make it work, and it can be an excellent feature for the platform. So we can discuss this offline, and thank you so much for answering.
Thank you, Sujay. It was good talking
to you.
Thanks, Ali.
Same here.
No, thank you, man. Thank you for the innovation, let's call it. I'm going to unmute Moonlight, and then I'm going to start scrolling through the comment section for the people that don't have microphones, and I'll try to pick a couple questions from there. So, Moonlight, you are allowed to speak. Please ask away. Okay, seems like we don't have a response from Moonlight. We'll try to unmute Maba from Sapphire Calls. You are unmuted. Please ask your question.
Hello.
Hey, Moonlight, how are you?
I'm doing good. So I have some question for the team.
Yep, please ask away.
Okay. So in their websites, I saw that they have a NFT bridging marketplace. This is kind of new to me, so I want to understand how it will work out. That's my first question. Then my second question is, since you guys have a NFT marketplace, I believe you will still you have to list other NFTs apart from yours, right?
We do not plan any NFTs of ours, at least not, this is not something in the works at the moment. We will just simply be a facilitator. We will not release our own, maybe at one point we will release kind of like a limited edition thing, but obviously we will try to not get in the way of the people using the platform. And definitely we're not going to use, bad faith tactics to push ours first and things like that. That's completely out of the question.
Okay, so that means they will have to list their NFT in your marketplace before they can carry out the bridging, right?
Well, no, they will have to lock it in a vault. So it's a bit different. They create their NFT. They can mint it on our marketplace because minting will be possible there. They lock it in a vault, they fractionalize it, tokenize it, and then they have to add liquidity. If they don't have it, we're actually in talks with some launch pads to either work with them directly. Hopefully, we will. If not, we will have a section where that can be done. But I'm pretty sure we'll have some pretty big launchpad names, working with us to be able to raise that liquidity. So we can. We're trying to get as much exposure and work with only with professionals in the field, because there's a lot of bad faith in the crypto industry. And I thought by applying some of the ethics and lessons in professionalism and in continuity, as well as trust that I've acquired over the years in working as an entrepreneur, I thought I could apply those here in the hopes that this will create a much better and safer space for everybody to trade in and be active in, and so we can kind of get rid of the weeds a little bit.
Okay, so I also want to know, is there any incentive using this your NFT marketplace bridge? Is there any?
I think Ali was saying that we should allow more people. We should only allow one question per person. So just to quickly answer, I'm not sure about what incentive you mean, but I did explain kind of how the platform will work in the AMA previously. So if you want to take a look at the video afterwards, at when it will be posted by Ali and Obito afterwards.
Okay, thanks.
We'll limit it. Yeah, there'll definitely be a recording available, the video and both audio. I will send them over to Andre, and I'm sure he will share that on the Vemate Telegram, and you'll be able to tune in and listen to the whole presentation. He went into detail for a lot of things. And just to cover up most of the questions that were happening in the comment section, in terms of security, they are CertiK audited, they are doxed, they are KYC-ed. Visit their website. You have full pictures, experience, qualifications. People have degrees. This isn't like a usual amateur team. They're fully professional. They've raised over 250K just off the private sale. People already believe in the vision. There is a huge ambition coming from the CEO. We must give our utmost respect, and when we're approaching the project in this manner. So I found a couple of questions, but I lost them. Damn. I'm gonna open up. I'm just gonna unmute. Duck, do you have any questions? Oh no, my bad. Yeah, Maba, go ahead, mate. I unmuted you after Moonlight. Go ahead.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much, sir. So my question is about the gas fee on the marketplace. Is it possible to pay the gas fees of minting or buy and sell NFTs by paying your main tokens and burn those tokens? For example, deposit some amount of tokens there and pay the gas fees by them, because I haven't seen anything like that on any marketplaces.
When you refer to gas fees, if you refer to the market transaction fee, because the gas fees were a Binance smart chain token, so any gas fees would probably be only payable to Binance themselves. But if you refer to the marketplace transaction fee for any sale that will take place on the NFT market, there will be a 2% fee, and this is how we will generate revenue. But that fee can be reduced by staking Vemate tokens. So there will be 5 tiers. And if you have the highest tier, you can reduce the marketplace transaction fee to 1%. So obviously the biggest sellers will reduce that fee to 1%, and they'll be able to like mitigate that a lot. And it will also be useful for, because there's a significant amount of Vemate tokens that has to be staked for that. And it will also, again, push up the liquidity, the stability of the token. Sorry, not the liquidity, the stability of the token significantly. So if that's what you meant about. And there will be a very, very small fee for trading in the token on the marketplace, but it will be small, so we can reward the artist, obviously, for all their work. And it will be small so that the buyers don't feel it. It will be a very small fraction of it.
That's really awesome. Thank you so much, man. Best of luck to your project.
You're welcome.
All right, guys. We're gonna. The first person I unmuted was Ed's, and he couldn't get his question in because his mic was very distorted. And this will be the very last question for the AMA. I don't want to take up any more time from anybody. It's been a great AMA. I really appreciate Andre for coming on and really showing his passion for what he's done. You know, it really brings light to the space, and just the innovation of what they plan on doing with this project and the amount of money he's poured into it. It's something we should all appreciate. So the question Eds wanted to get in before he was cut off, it was, your platform is planning to integrate a trading analysis platform where users can get insight and knowledge on the current trends, information, etc. on the market. Will the platform be providing trading analysis based on fundamental and technical analysis to give investors in-depth knowledge, trends, and news in every market, including stock, bonds, cryptocurrency, etc.? Generally, what kind of trading analysis will we be expecting from your platform?
Right. So that is a good question. You won't be able to find anything about stock markets and things like that. It will only be NFT related, and it won't just be the NFTs on our platform, but across multiple platforms. And we plan to integrate all of the major ones, or most of the major ones eventually. And it will be based on the charts of the fractional NFT trading within our platform. And if any other platform, copies us in the future and decides to do what we do, we will obviously integrate that as well in the future. So they will be getting that. The types of analysis and charts will obviously be varied, and they would differ a lot from what you find on TradingView right now, what you find on CoinMarketCap and other analysis websites. There is a limitation that it's very important to note. These are insights and key performance indicators, but that does not mean that they are 100% reliable. So as I'm sure you're aware, these are all highly subjective aspects, and they cannot be controlled, and they won't constitute financial advice, and nothing that is given here constitutes financial advice. It's all about giving you more information and more variables to work with, but the end decision is yours.
Perfect. Great response. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning into the AMA. I'm just going to stop the recording.